Welcome back. So a South Bay family found a creative path to home ownership, and they say it could be an option for you too. They paid off their home by leaving it at least some of the time.
Yeah, it is part of our Making It in San Diego initiative. Teen 10 investigator Adam Rakusin reveals their one sacrifice, which helped them own 2 places to live.
The outside is the real charm for San Diego living.
Stepping into Chris Morrow's backyard is like crossing a plane into an outdoor oasis. One filled with toys, games, and multiple spots where you can just pull up a chair and relax.
You want to use every little space of your backyard, from an organic garden to where they can harvest their own for their barbecues. And then to have lots of seating, you have the fire pits, you have personal touches with the flowers, and then of course an outdoor shower and pool table.
But this Chula Vista home was once just a dream.
Being a journalist, you don't make a lot of money these days. You know, you follow your heart. And living in San Diego County, which is a resort town, you need to be creative.
About 5 years ago, before the housing market got hot, Chris and her husband leveraged the money they had and bought the place.
I didn't ever even thought about Chula Vista, but it's a beautiful area. I have a 1947 Craftsman home, natural wood floors, beautiful plaster walls. There's a lot of uniqueness to it.
Chris turned that charm into a small business, an Airbnb rental. A move that drastically changed her life.
Everybody wants to live that American dream. So we're doing it because we're renting this house out for Airbnb.
Here's how they did it. A few years into home ownership, Chris and her husband tried renting out one of their rooms. It was a good first step, but wasn't bringing in any extra cash.
I just wasn't able to use that money for anything else except for just entertaining.
They decided to up the ante, rent out the entire house. But that meant adding beds, furniture, and moving out on the weekends.
The first time we decided to rent the house, we were so nervous. We must have drove by the house like 6 times when they were renting it just to make sure that they weren't having like a huge party that you hear about in those movies.
The decision was a hit. Now they can host up to 16 people. The going rate, anywhere from $600 to $1,800 a night. Most weekends are booked solid.
We've paid this house off. We're able to buy a boat. We're able to pay for the gas for the boat.
No longer banished to a hotel, Chris now weekends on her 2-cabin, 1-bath, 41-foot Sport Fisher. A purchase made possible by renting out her house.
We're living the dream. We're staying here on the weekends, and I love it.
In a resort town, one of the most expensive places in the country, Chris is not only surviving, she's thriving. All it took was a little ingenuity and trust in people.
We are creatively living the American dream.
I don't know if I could do it. More power to her. Now, it takes more than just renting out your house to be successful. Here's a list of tips that Chris created to succeed. Things like handwritten notes for your guests, extra clean blankets and pillows, investing in some great Wi-Fi, and even extra toiletries in an accessible spot. Now, of course, it also takes sacrifice. It is your household. You have to be willing to move out of it. I'll post a list of all of Chris's tips and tricks on our website at 10news.com. Adam Rakusin, 10 News.